Hi guys, I'm Mark with Frostbite Furniture. We decided we're going to start doing a little bit of a weekly shop update. A few people have thought that would be interesting, and so we're going to give it a shot, see what happens, see if anybody's interested, and just kind of go along with it for a little bit. If it's a good thing, we'll do this every single week, and if there's not much interest, maybe not, but we'll see how it goes from here. So, over the last week, it's been a pretty busy week in the shop. The first thing that was kind of the main priority for the last week is we did this real large bar top for a customer way out in Brimson. It ended up being just about 3 feet wide and 10 feet long. I built it out of a 12-foot long blank that we had to make up. If you'd like, you can, I got another video out there that shows how we made a router sled to flatten the top of this large bar. If you can check that video out if you'd like. After we made the top, the customer also wanted a small groove all the way down the length of it. I'll pop up a little picture of it right here. You can see the groove. The way we had to cut that is with a router and a guide to help keep us from going in too far, too deep, to anywhere in the wrong direction. That was a little bit of a difficult cut, but not too bad. What also was kind of interesting is we had to cut a curved molding that goes all the way around it, or most of the way around it. The side that you would serve from didn't have the lip that stuck up high. To do that, we had to pick up a couple, probably about the most expensive router bits I've ever bought in order to do that molding. First, we took this large bit here, and we cut a big round over, kind of a bull nose, that stuck up proud of the top of the bar, so that way if something was spilled on the bar, it wouldn't drip off. And then to cut the side profile, we had to use this one here that cut a large molding all the way around the outside of the profile. We did it cutting from the bottom so that the top kind of stuck out a little bit, and then it made a little decorative edge as it came down. So that bar top, that really used up a lot of our time over the last week here. We also used, it's called Top Coat. It's a two-part epoxy that gives a really thick, heavy coat over the top. Leaves almost a glass-like surface over it. It worked out beautifully. The only problem we had is the customer was leaving town right away, and we had to get it to him by yesterday. So I had to push the dry time just a little bit. We ended up needing to crate it rather than simply strapping it down on the trailer because it was still just a little bit tacky. But since he's going to be gone for a while, it can sit in his house. There's nobody there, and that's actually a pretty good spot for it to dry. It's not going to get any dust on it like it might here. Well, besides that, we also finished up the sign for Smith's Infusion. That's a store over in Virginia. If any of you saw our CNC video from a little while back, it was just a simple short video going around cutting it. It's a sign that we made from that video. I'd show it to you now. I think it turned out really nice. I'm looking at it right over there. But the customer asked that I not show it to anybody yet. I think she wants to unveil it herself. Next week I'll show you a quick picture of that, the sign, after it gets put up. And maybe I'll show you a picture of it in here also. And the last thing that we did this week is we made a couple more of these lighted boxes. I'll show you a quick video or picture here of the one that we did in the past, and it's for a customer that makes stained glass, and he wanted a backlit box in order to better display his stained glass. And apparently that one was such a big hit, we did a couple more. This week we did one out of birch that lays down to the side here. It's going to end up with lights that come all the way around on the inside. I use a rope light that then I take a rope light, I have to cut it off a little bit, so then I crimp off the ends, I put a cap over the ends, and I crimp them together as need be, and then I dip them into a rubber mix, a lot like what goes on the tool handles, and that seems to coat it up really good and protect everything, keep everything electrically safe and whatnot. I also made one out of walnut for him this week because he wanted a walnut one. One thing I did that I thought was a little interesting in this one is I left some of the lighter color wood here. A lot of times you'll get a strictly the dark color walnut, but I thought because it's kind of an art display sort of thing, it might be kind of interesting to have a little bit of a the lighter color wood showing through. I also got just a little bit on the bottom so it matches on the one side and is dark on the other. Okay, so what's up next? This coming week is going to be busy, but a lot of it's going to be busy outside of the shop. We're going to be doing a hardwood floor refinish for a customer down in Cloquet this week, and a little painting for her as well. I probably won't have any video of that just because it's going to be in somebody else's home. I don't know that that's necessarily a thing a lot of people appreciate, is making a video in their home. I'll show you a picture of that sign once we get it up here, and I'm also going to be making a set of bar stools for outdoor bar stools for a customer up on Lake Vermilion. It's going to go on a resort out on the deck so their customers can sit out and I guess enjoy a drink after fishing for the day and having a good time. Anything else going on? Oh, I also want to show you, we ended up making a set of sample boards. A lot of people have asked us for, about kind of stain colors and what their choices would be. So rather than just showing them the color on the side of the can, I made a kind of a complete set of samples, because I made little ones and twosies of these samples before, and then I always seem to lose them. So this time I made some nice samples. I'll cut it for just a second here, and then I'll reset up the camera so you can see them. Here are sample boards. Now we ended up cutting, we cut some extras too, but we needed 60 of these little boards like this. We cut them in, because there was about 20 different colors that we did. We made samples in pine, we made them in maple, and we made them in oak. Now we could have made it in just one and kind of given an idea, but thought it'd be nice to really, if we're going to do this, let's do this right and get a little bit of everything out there. And then after we stained them, I stained them all last night. I went and finished them this morning, put a little poly on them. And I think they're turning out pretty good. I'll put another coat on them and then I'll box them up, and we labeled the back side of all of them so that way we know what kind of stain it is and what species it sits on, just in case it's more just a customer looking at them rather than me showing it to them directly. Of course, we also got a Minwax sent a sample kit of, but it's just those little chips, so it works out all right, but I'd prefer to have full things like this. These are all, I use the Varathane brand stain on it because that seems to go pretty well on flooring, I think. And it's kind of one of the main things that we decided to make the sample kits for, but it's good for everything else too. Alright, well, I will see you next week. If you got any questions, go ahead and comment. It's been good talking to you, and I will catch you later. Alright, bye.